if I'm honest, who needs best friends when you've got birds?
It's so beautiful. Hi, Yummy.
Oh, toxic. Goodbye. Alright, I've got my coffee.
Nice.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi. Today I'm going to be talking about the toxic friendships you may or may not have in your life and the red flags to look out for, because unfortunately I have been through quite a few. So friendships have a massive impact on our lives. They impact our mental health and our happiness. Good friends can even relieve stress, can provide comfort, support and joy, and even prevent loneliness and isolation, which is very good. But what about the friendships that aren't good? What about the friendships that don't make you feel great? The ones where you feel drained and exhausted just by seeing their name? What about the ones that make you feel excluded and they don't even ask how you are? That's what I'm here to talk to you about today, because let's be real, what are we actually looking for? Who's toxic and who's not toxic? How do we know? Being in a toxic friendship can be just as mentally draining and demanding as a toxic relationship, but nobody really talks about them. I went onto Instagram the other night and I asked you guys to send me your toxic friendship stories and some questions you might have had surrounding this topic, and the stories I got, you know what, I'm your bestie now. Drop them, cut them, forget them. We're besties now. Hi, how are you? So yeah, I'll be reading some of those at the end of the video, so you'll have to stick around. So here on my laptop, I've made a very handy list of all the toxic friendships that you should look out for and their red flags and what you can do about them. Now, I'm saying this in more of a general tone, like take it very lightly. Grain of salt, guys, because everyone and everyone's situation is very different, you know, different problems, different stories. Like, so yeah, take this as like a basic guide. Also, I just want to put out there that nobody's perfect unless you're Dylan O'Brien. But anyway, I'm sure every single person here has been a toxic friend at least once in their life. But it's about whether you grow from that experience and become a better person, or you continue to be a piece of shit. Yeah, I just want to say no one's perfect. We all grow from situations, we all grow from experiences, but like whether you want to change that, up to them or up to you. It's, yeah. So I've tried to categorize these as best as I can. Let's go. Number one, the flake. This person cancels last minute. They accidentally excludes you. They ditch you for better plans or other people, and they're very dishonest. They lie a lot and they break promises all the time. Oh, hey, I'm so sorry I'm late. How are you? Oh, I'm good. I've got a party I'm going to afterwards. Do you mind dropping me off? Funny how you didn't get invited. Hey, you and Sarah are close. Oh, no, it's okay. I didn't want to go. Anyway, you know what? I'm actually going to go to the party now. This has been great. We should totally do this again. How about Saturday? Yeah, okay. Saturday. Yeah, great. Cool. Okay. Hey, did you want to hang out? It's Saturday. You got plans? That's okay. What about tonight? Oh, you got plans tonight too. What about Sunday? Yep, you're busy. Number two, the use, and that's about it. This person only needs you when it suits them. They borrow things like money, but never gives it back. You have to walk on eggshells around this person. Everything is on their terms. Hey, can you lend me some money? Can you pick me up? I've been drinking. Hey, I need to be picked up. Hey, are you able to pick something up for... Oh, my grandma's cousin's little sister's fish died. I won't be able to do that for you. You don't have to pick it up until Thursday. No, I'm still gonna be grieving. Do you not care? Like, I'm going through grief right now. Number three, the mouth. This person is extremely two-faced. Gossiping and spreading rumors are all they talk about. Sharing others' secrets. They are more than likely talking behind your back too. And they love lying about anything. I love your hair. It looks so good. I hate her hair. Wait, her hair looks really pretty. What is disgusting? Anyway, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Oh my god, did you hear about Stacey's mum and dad? They split. I don't think you should be telling me. I wasn't supposed to tell you. You didn't hear it from me. Number four, the trackstar, because you can't keep up with these people. They are hot and cold. They don't celebrate your successes with you. Everything is a competition with them. They always need to feel superior. They're extremely jealous and need reassurance 24/7, and they treat you differently in front of others. What's the go with that? So I got this new iPhone. It's an iPhone 11. Did you really need that? Just so I can FaceTime my grandma now that she's moved to States. Well, anyway, I'm getting an iPhone 12. I'm gonna get an iPhone 13, you know, just for a little backup support. Oh, and then mum said she was gonna get me an Apple Watch. And then I'm also gonna get a MacBook. I thought you already had a MacBook. You sound really upset that I'm getting better stuff than you. Like, you're really upsetting me with your negative energy. Like, oh, no. What's your problem? Number 5, the rebel. Pressures you into doing things you don't want to do, unreliable and unpredictable. Insults towards you are disguised as humor. Calls you too sensitive, and you suddenly feel drained when they contact you. You don't have a drink. Here, have this. No, I'm okay. I've got water. No. You gotta have a drink at a party. I'm okay. Like, what are you, some kind of... Already like 12 drinks in, so here, have this. No. God, you're so annoying. I'm annoying. Just a little sip, that's all you're gonna need.
You're going the right way for a smack bottom.
I've got water everywhere. Number 6, the only their problems matter. Very one-sided. Your energy is never reciprocated. They are always right. You can't solve small problems without them blowing it out of proportion. Oh, I can't believe it. My boyfriend is doing my head in again. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. And then the other day I had this stomach issue, and I have really bad stomach issues because you know what they say, hot people have stomach issues. So anyway, I've got stomach issues. No, that does really suck. Hey, I'd really like to rant to you. Hey, look, I'm kind of upset about the fact that you are always talking about... where is this all coming from? Are you seriously attacking me on the fact that I'm a terrible friend? I really value this because I think you are a terrible friend. Look at you. All you do is complain about yourself. You never... And lucky last, number 7, the restraining order. Anything that you love, they'll talk bad about it. Usually, they hate your friends and your family, makes you feel bad about having other friends, interests, etc, etc. You are the one apologizing, even when they upset you. They cross your boundaries and they are obsessively needy. Hey, what are you doing on the weekend? Going to the movies with Sally. We're gonna go and watch... Wait, really? You're going to see a movie? Gross. Wait, you don't like movies? No, I'm serious. I hate movies. That's so boring. I hate that. Why are they? No, I just want to say that I am your best friend and you should be taking me to the movies and not Sally. Hang on a minute. I do not put Sally in front of you. We had dinner last night. We spent all morning together. And tomorrow we've got a date planned out. Look, like, am I your best friend or is Sally your best friend? Like, I've known you for longer. These are all signs of a toxic friendship. I was just trying to like sum it up into a category so it was a little bit easier to understand, but now that I'm thinking about it, probably not. But yeah, you might know multiple people in your life that have some of these categories, or some people might have all of these categories. If that's the case, run. So I just want to say something before I tell you what you can do about these very toxic people. But basically, people who are in your life fall into 3 categories, and that is seasonal, a lesson, a lifetime. And basically nobody has control over which category they're going to end up in, and that's okay. So there's no need to force friendships that are obviously over. Just focus on yourself and go with the flow, honestly. Like, there's no point beating a dead horse, you know. There are a few ways to handle these, but of course every situation is different, so take this with a grain of salt, and more as like a basic guide on what to do. You can do either one of these, it doesn't really matter, completely up to you and the situation and whether this person was like kind of toxic or like very toxic. So the first thing that you can do is you can send them a message just to kind of explain how their behavior has been affecting you and how you're really upset because you really value the friendship, but you have to do this without attacking them directly, because if they are deep down narcissist or a gaslighter or a manipulator, like, they will turn this on you for the worst. You got to come at them as a very kind and gentle person and just being like, hey, I really appreciate our friendship, but the way you've been treating me lately, example, has really hurt my feelings, and I would really like to talk about that with you and kind of work out something. I love our friendship and I really want to keep being friends. Something like that. Don't take that as a I'm terrible at this stuff. Probably why I've had so many toxic friendships, but... So for example, if your friend has suddenly become a toxic personality, just out of the blue, they're probably going through something, and you should probably reach out to them first before you make any assumptions. And if they're a somewhat decent person and really value you and your friendship, they're more likely to understand their irrational behavior and apologize, and you guys can make peace, work something out, and kind of go from there. But if they're the kind of person who's going to deny everything, gaslight it back onto you, make you the bad person, they're suddenly the victim out of everything, then I ta-ta, like, see you later. But if they've always been a toxic personality, there is no excuse, bitch, bye. Yeah, you want to talk about how you value the friendship as well as setting some boundaries for this kind of person, because if you're taking this step, they obviously haven't done you too dirty, you really do value the friendship, and maybe they're going through something. Now the second thing that you can do is to let the friendship fade. You've tried to talk to them, they're not willing to do anything about their behavior. Like, you've tried to talk to them, you've tried to be understanding and open, and they're just not having a bar of it. I would would say let the friendship fade. Time does heal, and maybe a little break is what's best for you and your friend. Like, if you are meant to be the bestest friends of the whole entire world, then it will happen, but it might not just be your time right now. So let the friendship fizzle, and if it is supposed to be, it will be. Don't contact them, don't force anything. Breathe, focus on yourself, find some new people to hang out with, and just wait for the universe to make you guys connect once again. If it's supposed to happen. If it's not supposed to happen, then you'll never see that person again. See you later. That's fine. You don't need people that are gonna just forget about you. If they are to contact you eventually, you want to keep it very simple and very blunt, unless they are apologizing, because we want them to apologize for their shitty behavior. Now, the third option here, you've done everything you can, you've reached out to them, you've given them some space, but nothing is still working, then this is the last resort, and that is to just end the friendship. You don't want to be carrying that dead weight. Seriously, like, the amount of times I've done that just because you know, it's been a friend I've known since forever, or it's been a friend that I had a really close relationship with, and I've never felt something like that before. But what you're doing is you're just carrying the dead weight. They're off not caring about you and your emotions. You're here hurting yourself. You have no idea how draining this actually is, being tied to a toxic person, until you're actually out of that situation. So take it from me, once you end the friendship, it's ended. Don't reach out to them, don't stalk them on social media, clear them from your life, and move on. So you can either do this by completely ghosting them and being a dick about it. Once again, depends on the situation. So if they were a dick about a lot of things, ghost them, whatever. Like, they don't deserve your time or your messages. But if you did have a kind of a good friendship, just outgrown them now, they're not good for you, then send them a message, write about how you valued the friendship and the memories, but you've just grown apart, and that's okay. You know, wish them well, even if they were the biggest piece of shit ever, and close all contact with them. Work on yourself and finding new friends who are gonna actually value your friendship and your time, and won't have any toxic traits about them, because this ain't it. You don't want to waste your energy and your time on toxic friendships when there are so many better people out there that will love you for who you are, and you won't have to beg for people's attention, and you won't have to constantly feel drained by real friends. So those are some examples. Obviously do whatever the hell you want to do, because once again, every situation and every problem is different. But just remember that your mental well-being is so important, and if this person is affecting you, I would just cut all ties with them, because you come first. Out of every single priority in the world, you are first. Look, if I'm honest, who needs best friends when you've got birds?
It's so beautiful. Hi, Yummy.
Oh, toxic, honestly. Goodbye. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Instagram and I'm gonna read out some of the stories that you sent me. Basically, I'm just going to react to them and give advice, hopefully. Number one, I used to be in a friendship group that would call me a fake friend if I hung out with anyone else. It appears that you had a great friendship group of number 7s, the restraining orders. So I'm very grateful that you are hopefully out of that friendship now. If you hang out with someone who may potentially be your next best friend, and you've got these chains attached to you from this other group being like, you're such a fake friend for not even hanging out with us. Why are you even bothering to branch out your social group? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, honestly, gross. I hate those kind of people. I had a friend that mocked and copied my Tourette's syndrome, and I couldn't get him out of my life. Anybody who mocks something that people cannot control is disgusting. You use past tense terms like I had a friend and I couldn't get him out of my life. I'm gonna take that as a good indication that he is no longer in your life. You do not need a friend that's completely mocking something that you can't control. So I had been best friends with this girl since forever, and we were very on and off. Recently, I had to distance myself from her because she started acting really rude and mocking me about things that I was uncomfortable about. She would invite people over while I was at her house and then ignore me and things like that, you know. Whenever I would try to tell her that she was being rude or unfriendly, she would turn it around and blame everything on me. The last time this happened was when we went to the park, and I was feeling really uncomfortable because there were these really weird people there. And she refused to go home, so I literally sat on the side of the road. Her sister ended up sitting with me, and my so-called best friend mocked me about it when we got back. I ended up distancing from her ever since. They sound very dangerous and very horrible. So I'm very, very grateful that you have distanced yourself from that kind of personality. The fact that they didn't even care about your well-being, they were literally there for their own selfish plans. If you're gonna take your friend somewhere, you're gonna make sure that they're gonna feel safe, they're gonna feel okay. Like, I know it was just the park and it was probably in your local whatever, but the fact that you felt uncomfortable and they didn't care, I hate that. That's terrible. Every friendship has ups and downs, and it's actually quite healthy sometimes because it helps you grow together and can set some boundaries kind of thing. But the fact that she kept mocking you about the things that you tried to set boundaries for, she'd make fun of you for little things, like that's horrible. So my worst story is that my old friends put something I'm allergic to on my face and said it was a prank. And to calm down, they then broke my window and I got in huge trouble. My next group, which was my most recent, I've dealt with these problems for years. Anyway, the most recent and painful one, I have PTSD from something that happened a couple of years ago, and my group found out about it and started joking about it. They then texted me saying, "Geez, Karen, it's a joke." Then the whole argument broke out. I started having a panic attack because of traumatic memories and I couldn't breathe, and they said, "If you can't breathe, I hope you choke," and other worse things like calling me a lowlife and all that kind of stuff. But I'm over it and have a nice supportive group of friends now. Those are disgusting people, and I'm so glad that you were out of that energy, because what the those people obviously have some very underlying issues there. To even make fun of something as far as an allergic reaction and then making you have that allergic reaction, like that is disgusting. That was literally putting your life on the line. Like, that's not funny. These guys 100% labeled under number 5, the rebel. They don't care about your well-being. They're completely there to just make you a joke. Their insults are disguised as humor. They're unpredictable and unreliable. God, that makes me so angry. The fact that they said, "I hope you choke," that is disgusting, and I'm so glad that you've got an amazing group of friends now, because fuck that. Okay, so I'm gonna make this the last story. I feel like it can be relatable to a lot of people. It's definitely relatable to me. I just wanted to say that I've been struggling with people, especially since the last month and a half, and I had a fight with my friends on my birthday, which caused me to lose all my friends and only left with one of my friends who came back. But it hasn't been easy, as we didn't talk for a month. We only started talking again, but she's always busy and never has time to read my messages. I have been really struggling with it, and I'm close to giving up because I don't feel like they love me anymore and don't care about me because of the fight that had occurred. Everyone thought that I was a bad person and that I had turned my back against everyone, but I never did that. And I still haven't talked to them since this exact day, but I really don't know what to do anymore because I feel so alone. So if you read this, it would mean a lot to me. Honestly, thank you. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I literally went through something like this within the last year or so. This hurts. It really does. It stings. You don't know what you're doing because you feel so isolated. I don't know what the fight was about. That is an unknown area there. But I think you should just cut ties with these people. They're obviously blowing things out of proportion. They'd rather listen to rumors than your actual story. Like, you're very drained already. You're exhausted. You want this to be healed, be friends with everyone again, but in reality, I don't think that's gonna happen because these people seem to be holding a grudge. What I would do is I'd cut ties completely. Ciao, goodbye. So like, don't reach out to them, don't engage any conversation, don't like their photos, nothing. Focus on yourself, focus on your well-being. And then like in a couple of months, say, maybe I'll see how they're going. Reach out to them. If they're still the same, goodbye. Or after a couple of months of self-love and healing, you decide, wow, those people were really toxic for me. I don't want them in my life anymore. And you just cut them completely. Because yeah, I feel like this friendship has kind of run its course. There's not really anything you can do because I feel like they've made up their decision about you, which really, really sucks. I'm so sorry. But honestly, you deserve way better friends. And friends that are actually going to listen to you and have your back no matter what. Like, having fights with your friends is a completely normal thing, especially if they're long-term friendship. But if you have a fight with your friend and they just keep blowing it out of proportion and they keep holding grudges against you, then that's not gonna work, and it creates a toxic environment, which is what I've been through. It freaking sucks. Do yourself a favor, start self-caring, watch as many YouTube videos as you need, podcasts, quotes to get you through the day. Focus on yourself for the next couple of months, and when that time comes, you can decide whether you want to keep trying with this friendship or you've decided it's too toxic for me, I'm leaving. So that's my advice, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I hope it made somewhat sense. I seem to have trouble like executing what I actually want to say. I have it up here, it makes sense, but then it comes out of my mouth and it's like gibberish. Like, I don't know what happens. I might do another one of these where I read your stories and react to them, give you advice, all that kind of stuff. So if you are keen for that, let me know down below. Give me a comment that says, yes, I want more of this. Oh my god, my battery is going flat. I gotta go. Without further ado, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll see you in my next video next time I upload. So ciao for now.